Hey guys, welcome back to the Struggleville 2 YouTube channel. Give you a little car update, some garage projects going on. The garage is a total mess right now. It doesn't look so bad over here, but as we progress, there's just a ton of crap everywhere. This is from the project my dad and I were working on couple of nights ago. If you follow on Instagram, you saw I snapped a picture of the sunrise because we were out here till 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, and I had started at 1 p.m. the previous day, and he came over a couple hours later to start helping. We put in new control arm bushings. I don't know if you can tell. Those are new, and if you haven't done that, you pretty much have to take all the suspension and steering apart at the front end. We also put in new upper and lower ball joints. Look how bad that tire is. And the lower control arm, which was a total pain. It's gotten a camber bolt and an eccentric bolt. It's a bolt with a washer that's off-centered on it. So as you rotate it, it brings the lower control arm back and forth for doing your front end alignment, which we still have to do to fix that now that it's going to be off. But the funny thing is, on the driver's side, that thing took me 2 hours to get out. Could not get it for nothing. Beating on it and everything. It was just stuck. You get over to the passenger side, it fell out. It literally fell out. Take the nut off, just pull the bolt out. I'm like, what the hell? It was the only bolt in the entire process that came out easy. Everything wanted to be a fight. We figure this car was made in 1966. And that lower control arm bushing and the bolt to go with it, I'm sure it's never been taken off. The lower ball joint, I don't think has ever been changed. At least not since I owned it. I've owned it for 20 years now. So next project, clean up all this crap everywhere. I don't have a press, so these bushings, there's the outer, and then there's an inner sleeve, if I can find one of them. Here we go. I don't know if this went to the upper or the inner, but well, that's the bottom, and then this is the upper. So it sits like this, right? All that rubber there, there's rubber between these. Now, if you had a press, you could just press it out. I don't have a press. So I broke a bunch of crappy, cheap drill bits. This set was full when I started. Drilling out all the rubber between there, and then pulling this out, and then using my Orion Motortech ball joint press C-clamp deal, putting the impact on it, either the Bosch or when it couldn't do it, the High Torque Milwaukee over there, and pressing them out. And it was a total pain in the ass. Now, other people say just burn it out. Just burn all the rubber, but man, it just stinks and it's such a mess, and maybe it would have been faster. I don't know. The drilling thing, actually, here's another broken drill bit. Oh, the bottom of it was broke. It didn't take too terribly long. It was kind of a pain to drill out all that rubber. We still have to put the end links for the sway bar back in, because I do have new sway bar bushings. So that in the front end, and then everything's done. I gotta get all this cleaned up, man. This is just awful. The old lower ball joint. Sure, it's nice having a variety of tools, though. Made the project, I guess, a little easier. I don't think without that Orion Motortech clamp that we would have had a chance of getting this done. Not without taking it somewhere to get pressed out. Or I was prepared to buy the Harbor Freight 20-ton press if I had to. Just, luckily didn't have to. Free Menard drags always come in handy. Look how empty the toolbox is. That should be completely full. Metric side's still pretty complete. Not a lot of metric bolts in 1966. Anyway, we're real close to having the Caprice back on the road again. Happy for it. Been a while. Got to drive a little bit last year, but just not much, and I'm going to try doing the front end alignment using a laser distance measure to get the toe in and toe out. And then we'll figure out something for the camber, whatever you call it. These tires are shot though. We'll have to get new ones eventually. It's going to make it all off anyway. And the strut rod, you can just barely see it right there. Man, those are in sad shape. The one on the passenger side will be a real pain to try and adjust it all if I ever went to get a front end alignment and they had to move that. And it's hard to find replacements. I mean, they're so rusted, like the diameter of the rod is about half of what it should be because it's so rusted where the bushing sits. And the nuts are locked on there real good. I saw, I think it's Global West or something makes replacement ones, but they're $400. Man, all it is a metal rod with a bushing on the end. Seems a bit expensive for that, but I can't find anyone who makes a stock one, so I guess the next best bet would be find a used set on eBay that are better than what I have, but there's nothing listed right now anyway. I'm not real sure how many different vehicles and how many years that those worked for. And see, we also got a new TV cable bracket for the carburetor. Got the right one now, new TV cable. I'll cut that once we know the adjustments right on the TV cable. Haven't been able to drive it yet to test it. But I'll try to do another video on the main channel, or maybe this channel. Probably this channel. I've been trying to do more how-to stuff over here. I got the old TV cable laying on the ground there, and it's a different style, so I want to do a video showing people how to adjust this one that is kind of a universal aftermarket one. It came with my transmission, and also how to adjust a more typical original one. I like the other one better. It's just broken. But I also got this bracket specifically for the Edelbrock carburetor to change the pivot point. It's just important for your shifting, and I really don't want to destroy a brand new transmission I just bought last year. The Corvette, on the other hand, really doesn't need anything. The only thing I need to work on is the washers. I got the windshield wipers fixed, if you guys watched the video of replacing the switch. I haven't tested the washers. They might work. I haven't even messed with it since I got the wipers fixed. But after that, it's just any kind of maybe dress-up type stuff. Oh, you can't see it. I got too much crap. The T-tops from the bag there. And I just have empty fiberglass holes, so that has to get replaced. It's like $300 or $400 for the kit, and all it is 3 doors with latches to open it, and then plastic, I'm assuming plastic, I don't know, buckets. And there's a light in one of them. But man, that's a lot of money for just a couple doors and the thing. So I haven't replaced it yet, but I do have it on my list. Get replaced eventually. And I do gotta say, this Bosch, the more I use it, the less impressed I am with it. It's good as an impact driver. The sun's kind of... But using it as an impact wrench, it's just a gutless wonder. It has no power. No power at all. On the other hand, I'm really impressed with this DeWalt 3/8 drive one. It's the DCF 883. Now I just wish I had bigger 3/8 drive sockets for it, because there's plenty of stuff where I would have been better off using that than this Bosch, because the DeWalt's stronger. I just didn't have a big enough socket. I guess I could have tried to find an adapter, but when you're working in there, you don't have a lot of space. That's why I couldn't use the Milwaukee High Torque most of the time, because there's not enough space to get that big-ass thing in there. It's the only downside of it. Otherwise, obviously, it's got plenty of power. It's just too bulky. And, of course, for the M18 line, all I have is the 9 and the 12 batteries, because it's My other M18 stuff is the outdoor stuff, the pole saw, the blower, things where you want a big battery. This thing, you could go with a smaller battery, but I don't want to buy the battery just for the one. And I have the battery adapter, but then that also makes it even bulkier. I had that 9, or not that 9, I had the DeWalt 5 with the adapter on it, and it made it the same size as that 9. I might as well just use the 9 at that point. Anyway, I gotta clean this mess up starting tomorrow. This thing's dead. Oh, jeez, almost threw it. It's also kind of a pile of crap. I mean, the light's good. It tends to always be in the worst possible position. It's either shining in my eyes or not shining where I need it to be. But the battery they pair it with just sucks. I'll do a video eventually on upgrading the damn battery, because this thing's awful. I put a WowTech battery in there now. It lasts twice as long, but I don't have a charger for an 18650 other than putting it back in here, so I think I get switched out. Anyway, I gotta run. Just showing you guys latest projects, what's going on out in the garage. Thanks for watching. Give the video a like, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. I'll see you guys next time.